What is up, everybody? Welcome here to Pop Culture Philosophers. Welcome to PCP Movie Night. Welcome to the continuing final week of Horrorfest 2025. And tonight we're talking about a classic, in my opinion, a movie that didn't really hit when it first launched. It was considered a failure, didn't really make a lot of money, but then found an audience, and it still has a rabid fan base even to this day. We're talking about The Monster Squad from 1987, a personal favorite of mine. I've been wanting it to cover this for Horrorfest for a while, and I was really happy to put it in. We got a great panel to talk about it, including Brooks. What's up, homie? How you doing? Happy Horrorfest. Wolfman's got nards.
Awesome. Yeah. What are we? Some kind of monster squad?
What are we? Some kind of monster squad? Like, if only Will Smith was in this movie, man, it would have been even better, man. For real.
He actually played the Invisible Man in this movie. Not many people know that. It's an uncredited role.
Yeah, I thought he played Hollow Man, actually. But all right. But we also got the missing link himself. It's my man, Steph. What's up, homie?
What's up, fellas? Excited to talk about this one again. You guys actually introduced this to me. I don't know why you guys were covering it a few years ago, but saw it as a 34-year-old man for the first time, and I've loved it ever since. Definitely one of those films that it's like, damn it, like my mom introduced me to so many cool films as a kid, or like just various family members, but somehow this one went over their heads and mine as well, unfortunately, but I'm glad to talk about it tonight.
Heck yeah. I think we were covering it on Dylan's Horror Show a couple years ago or something.
Was it
right, Brooks?
Okay.
Brooks, I think you were there. I think we just mentioned that. So like, yeah, it was just such a fun movie. It's right there in the vein of something like The Goonies, you know,
Yes,
but like,
yeah.
you know, depending on what you're into, you know, some may like this one better than The Goonies. I'm sure that will get brought up at some point. We also got the man, the myth, the legend. It's Joe Corallo. How you doing, Joe?
I'm doing pretty well, and based on what everyone said so far, this is going to be a really interesting discussion tonight.
Yeah. Well, I had Jay from Hydrosilema Comics saying, I'm sure everybody's going to be really excited to talk about this movie. I was like, well, Joe's there.
It's true.
So you never know. You never know what's going to happen. This dude will give a Fateful Findings of 5 You Digs and then like give Return of the Living Dead 3 like a shitty ass score or whatever. But you know what? I'm not holding it against you. It's fine.
I should have given Fateful Findings of 5.69. I was the coward that night.
Also joining us for the first time on PCP Movie Night, this dude has an incredibly awesome YouTube channel that I'm sure many of you will be familiar with. If not, somebody, I see Jay is out there with a blue wrench. Please share a link to Near Mint Condition, because this is the man himself, Uncanny Omar. How you doing, homie?
Hey, thanks for having me. So Joe, unlike his regular self, also hates this movie. I can't wait to discuss that with him.
We'll see what happens. I love the Dr. Pepper shirt, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, I feel like we should. I feel like we should have all worn Burger King shirts tonight because for some reason after watching this movie, I always want a Whopper. It's weird, man. All right. Thank you so much for being here, Omar.
Thank you. Seriously, thank you for inviting me. This is one of my favorite movies and has been for many, many years. So
heck yeah.
I'm excited to talk about it.
And rounding out the panel, we got Jolly Jelani himself. What's up, Jelani?
Fuck you, Joe. This movie's awesome. I love this movie.
I didn't say what I think about the movie yet. I just said it's going to be an interesting discussion.
Yeah, we know what that means, though, Joe.
I'm done with you, Joe. I'm done with you. Anyway, glad to be here. Station, so happy. Thank you, Omar, for joining us. For me cussing out Joe tonight, because if it happens, if this is a funhouse situation, I'm gonna break him down. I'm gonna break you down, Joe. You're gonna get
Nothing's ever going to be a funhouse situation.
True, because funhouse is trash.
I'm still hurt by all that, man.
It's all good.
Omar, in case you didn't know, I love the movie Funhouse. Toby Hooper, love that movie.
Yeah.
I got excited. We did it on a Horrorfest a couple years ago. Everybody shit on that movie but me, man. And I was physically hurt.
It's okay.
His life changed that day.
I think I put Funhouse up there with like the first Ghoulies. Like it was just okay.
Yeah.
Ghoulies 2, though. Oh man, I love Ghoulies 2.
You should have been here last year when we did Ghoulies 1 and 2. I could have had your backup, man.
I didn't know, man.
I love Ghoulies 2, man. The best Funhouse movie, actually. You're right. Ghoulies 2 a little bit better than Funhouse. I don't know. I love it. Anyway, we're talking about Monster Squad tonight.
Yeah.
I've been a fan of this movie since I was a kid. I didn't see it in the theater, but I vividly remember watching it on like HBO or something like that. And I watched it every time it was playing and I had access to the television. I remember one time my cousin, Tanya, trying to get me in trouble. She went to my mom and goes, he's playing a scary movie and they're using bad words and there's a scary vampire and monsters and stuff. And she's like, my mom looks at the TV and goes, oh yeah, Robbie loves this movie. This is great. Like, just like into it, right? There's my copy I have right there on Blu-ray. This is the 20th anniversary edition. Now, I do believe there's a more up-to-date version of this, but let's see, 20th anniversary. This movie came out in 1987, so 2007. I bought this in 2010 from Jelani. I still got the receipt right there, bruh. Me and Jelani worked at a movie store together, and it's funny that I used to keep all my receipts in case I needed to take the movie back or something like that. But I love the Monster Squad. I loved it then. I've never not loved this movie. It is probably one of the greatest monster mash movies I can think of. When I was a kid, I used to love catching movies like House of Dracula, House of Frankenstein, Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. This movie brings that energy in, and I just love it. This is the second film from Fred Dekker. He had just done Night of the Creeps, starring the brilliant Tom Atkins, who I just recently met. And I love Night of the Creeps, but this was something he really wanted to do. He had his homie co-write it with him, a little dude that you might have heard of named Shane Black, right? And you got a lot of Shane Blackisms in this movie, right? Like the cop with the troubled family life and all this kind of stuff. You see some of the precursors to his work in this film, but you also just get the love that Fred Dekker has for the classic monsters, for these like Our Gang type movies like The Little Rascals. I mean, I think this movie was kind of pitched as The Little Rascals meet the Universal monsters, right? And they wanted to take it to Universal. And at the time, Universal wasn't really putting a high priority on the Universal monster property. So they kind of passed on it, went to TriStar. They got Stan Winston to come in and do the monster effects, some of the greatest monster makeups of the modern age, in my opinion. It's absolutely brilliant. This movie is funny. It's filled with heart and charm, and it's a incredible love letter to some of my favorite monster movies, which are from Universal Horror, right? They had to do things a little bit differently. My boy Mark Spears and me have had this conversation before. What can you do with the Frankenstein monster to not get sued by Universal? What can you do with Dracula to not get sued by Universal? Well, Monster Squad kind of did that, right? But dude, it works, man. I wish Universal would have produced this and they could have like had more of the iconic looks, but honestly, the makeup, they look amazing. Stan Winston went out of his way and he had a great team working with him. I love the music. I love the movie. I love the performances. I love the characters. I love everything about this fucking movie. I'm head over heels in love. One of my favorites. Brooks, what about you? What's your history with it? What do you think overall?
Yeah, this is one like I don't remember from being a kid, but like if I'd had seen this one when I was a kid, I would have definitely been like, this is one of the best movies ever made. But that being said, this movie kind of sucks. Like, you know, it kind of sucks. But, you know, it's fun enough to kind of carry itself through in a lot of ways for me. Like, you know, I think the characters, like these kids are like just so unlikable for me. But like I love what they did with the monsters. And a lot of the movie is like just kind of it's just running on this energy of like, you know, things happen because movie. Like, you know, it's very disjointed, but you know, it's a kids movie. And when I think of kids movies, like my peak is probably The Sandlot. So like comparing this movie to The Sandlot, I would say it's significantly not as good. But at the same time, like I don't hate it either. Like, you know, I do have fun watching it, but I just think like, you know, it could have used a little more I guess cohesiveness to it.
Brooks, you know I love you. I respect your opinion. I value you as a member of the Excitable PCP crew. We have been friends for over 25 years, but you kind of just pissed me off. So we're just going to move over to Link. So, Steph, what do you think about Monster Squad?
Yeah, as I was saying earlier, I saw this movie a couple years ago on Dylan's show as a 33-year-old man, and I loved it. It's got a charm to it. It's unique. There's not many things, if anything, there's nothing like it. But Brooks does have a good point. I did find myself thinking on this rewatch, like I was like, it's just like the Goonies, you know, but there's really none of the characters really stand out or have like an overarching character arc. Not that they need it. It is a kids movie, but I think there's something about like they're a group of friends like the Goonies, or like Sandlot is a great example as well, where there's like a rapport with those kids that I don't think they quite have in this movie. But I don't think we're here for that. The effects are amazing. This, you know, I've always wanted to see like there was something like this I saw as a kid that kind of was. I think they got the idea from Monster Squad. It was called Beetleborgs. Guys might have heard of it, might have seen it, might have been after your time.
You're talking about that show with the ghost of Jay Leno?
Yeah, because they have the ghost clown.
The Jay Leno ghost. They had like that was like their crew. It was like fucking the Mummy, the Werewolf Dude, Frankenstein, even like Dracula was called like Count Fangula or something like that.
I remember watching that show and being like, I remember watching that show, Steph, and being like, why the fuck are the monsters in this show? Like, it makes no sense. But you know what? I loved it, man. I thought it was great.
Yeah, I was like 8, 7 when that came out. I thought that was like, I didn't understand it, but I was like, that's kind of cool. You know, like they helped it back the Beetleborgs when they're in trouble. So I could think that's like an ode to the Monster Squad itself. But you know, this movie is very unique, and it's nothing's perfect. But I think this movie does possess a unique charm. There's really nothing like it. Yeah, I wish they would. You know, this rewatching this actually reminded me of like how we don't really get movies like this anymore, and we probably won't ever get movies like, you know, the cute, kind of campy. It's like everything's so, I don't want to say self-important, but serious in a sense, or conscious now. It's a unique thing, but you know, it's not perfect. Brooks made some valid points, but I do still love it. You know, I'm 37 now, and I have a great time watching this. I was a little mad. I had my son over for the weekend, and I rewatched this today, and I was like, man, I should have fucking watched it with him, man. But I'll have to introduce it to him next time he comes over. I think he'd love it.
Hell yeah. I like that, man. Thank you so much. What about you, Joe? What do you think about Monster Squad overall? I'm sure you saw it in some special presentation in New York City with the cast, with the actual Dracula.
Get ready for the name drop. Get ready for that Joe Coralla name drop.
Right. So, I mean, I've seen
next to Stephen King.
for you guys, I watched this movie twice, and I watched the documentary Wolfman Has Nards leading up to this for this discussion. But before I get into that, I want to commend Brooks on his bravery tonight. That's not an easy opinion to throw out there anywhere. And, you know, I probably agree more with Brooks than not on this point. I think overall the movie is very, I don't know, mid. It's very like a lot of what's happening. Like the appeal of the movie is you can see yourself in a lot of these characters as a kid and that nostalgia factor. And like, oh, it's like me and my friends, you know, as a kid and all of that, which is a good and bad thing. It's hard to connect like that with a lot of movies. And that's where you get, you know, fan base with this. On the other end of that, the characters end up being very shallow and by necessity, so you can, you know, project yourself into them. This is mostly a comics channel outside this stuff. So like a lot of why Silver Age comics really took off was because the characters were really shallow and you could put yourself into, you know, you could be Spider-Man because there wasn't that level of depth to the character at that point. And it's why Legion of Superheroes became such a big thing. Because there are so many characters and all of your friends could be these different characters. And in this movie, it's like, which one of the characters are you? And there's just enough. You even get, you know, the sister character. You get the older cool kid. You get the kid that's more picked on. You know, you get all that so you can sort of inject yourself into them. And that's it. It's good and it's bad. I think part of it for me, too, is I grew up with Abbott and Costello meets Frankenstein. Like I have very fond memories of that. And I don't think this movie quite hits those same marks as Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. The most it feels like Abbott and Costello meets Frankenstein is on the plane in that bit where, you know, they run to Dracula and he escapes from the plane. Like that bit feels so Abbott and Costello meets Frankenstein to me. And I love that. And there's other things too. And there's a lot to love in this, but like overall as like, I think it rates higher as an experience than a movie, if that makes sense.
That does make sense. And
Okay.
and I appreciate you coming on here and being honest as you usually are. Now, I just want to mention to everybody that Joe was not initially on this show. And then after he couldn't make Dracula's Daughter last night because he had to go play D&D like the fucking loser he is at times. I guess he decided, you know what? I got nothing going on Monday night. Let's just go and piss off Robbie and irritate the fuck out of him live on his YouTube channel. That's great. So thank you, Joe. I applaud you for that. You too, Brooks.
No problem.
You know, you both can fuck off. All right. Omar, what about you? What do you think about Monster Squad?
I was not paid to say this, but this is one of my favorite movies of all time. I love this movie. I watch it every year. I was much like you in 1987. I didn't know this movie existed until it started showing up on HBO. And I think I was around 88, 89 when it dropped on HBO. And I would catch it every time. This movie means so much to me because, like, I remember when Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse dropped. I blew my friends' minds when they were like, Alucard spelled backwards is Dracula. Dude, I just figured that out. You're a genius. And I'm like, Monster Squad, bitches. Like, I was ready. I think it's a movie much like Brooks said. It's very similar to things like Goonies and Sandlot, but to me, I think it's more like that Stand By Me, right? Like it's got that eerie, like scary factor that when you're a kid, it really does impact you. It's like maybe I shouldn't be watching this, but I definitely am digging it. And I think that's why it stayed with me for so long. And I also, like Joe, I've watched Wolfman's Got Nards a few times now. That damn documentary makes me cry. Like this movie is so important to me, like that it moves me. So yeah, I thought everybody here was gonna be like jerking each other off, like, oh man, what a great movie. So, was not expecting this.
Joe's favorite thing here is to break up circle jerks, man. That's what he loves to do. So
he's a contrarian.
I believe it.
for the worst in the worst way possible. Fuck you, Joe.
I'm not a contrarian,
Hey,
actually.
Fuck you, Joe.
Hey, back off, man.
I love you, Brooks, but fuck you too.
Yeah, exactly. Love
Fuck
you both.
you.
Love you both. Now, Jelani, now you know how I
Me
felt.
and Joe against the world now.
Now you know how I
Jesus.
felt on Funhouse, dude. I loved that movie when I was a kid, man. So I was like,
That
what the
movie's
fuck,
bullshit.
man?
How do you put a Frankenstein mask over a goddamn gigantic mask? That movie's shit. Anyway, sorry.
What do you think about Monster Squad,
The
Jelani?
Double
I believe
Dragon
you-
bond has been broken.
Double Dragon. That was a fun show when we did Double Dragon, wasn't it? Link's like one of the only ones. He's like, no, I like this movie. This is not bad. Like, you guys are crazy.
What is wrong with you people? What the fuck?
Hey,
Wait,
listen
you
to
guys
that.
did Double Dragon, the movie from the 90s?
Yeah, with Scott Wolf and
Scott Wolf. Who was the
Yeah.
other guy?
It's very
oh, what's his
Alyssa
name?
Milano.
Alyssa
Alyssa
Milano was in it.
Milano
Who
and-
played the brother? Billy and
It's
I
that
don't-
dude
the
from
guy
that
from
movie.
Party of Five.
yeah, Scott Wolf and
Scott
his brother.
Wolf.
The
And
other
the-
guy.
Brother is
yes,
the
that's
other
Scott Wolf.
guy. I don't know.
Was it for some reason?
I've
It's
seen him in
my
shit.
head,
I don't know
like
his name.
I try to
Dean.
forget.
I don't think it's Dean Cain, but it's somebody else.
on purpose.
I'm trying to look it up real quick.
Yeah, it was bad. It was not a good.
Yeah.
Some-
You're right.
Oh, that's it.
Oh, it's Mark
Dacascos.
Dacascos.
That's it.
Oh yeah, it's Dacascos. It's Dacascos. That's right. He
And
was
Robert
the-
Patrick as the villain. Robert
Yeah.
Patrick, like
Yeah.
coming right off of
Thank you, Robert
T2.
He's
He goes
the,
immediately. I got
the white version of the Golden Lord dudes from Meteor Man, bro. Like it
He
was
thought he was
dope.
in Meteor Man, dude, and all of a sudden he's in another movie.
Jeez.
Jelani, what do you think about Monster Squad? I believe you posted on your socials this week that you thought it was better than the Goonies, man.
It is better than the Goonies. I hate the Goonies because of the kids. The kids are pieces of shit. Fuck you, Joe. I cannot believe that the Goonies exist. Oh, pirate treasure and ugly stuff and sloth. You get the same shit in Monster Squad, but it's like cleaner. It's easier. The Gilman costume is fucking baller. Baller than motherfuck. Fuck you, Joe. And on top of that, it's so much the music and the soundtrack and all the things in this movie. It's like I saw this when I was a kid on HBO, and I adore this film. I was so drunk. I was drunk as fuck when we did it on Dylan's Horror Show because I came back from a wedding and I was drunk as shit, and I could not articulate how fucking beautiful Monster Squad is. I couldn't articulate it because I was drunk as fuck, and I was mad that I was drunk as fuck and couldn't say
Now you
anything.
can.
I haven't watched that video yet because I don't know what I said. But now I'm sober, and I'm pissed off at you, Joe.
are you?
I got time today.
I cannot stand the fact that like a movie this good. It is good. It's really fucking good. You know why it's good? Because it's basic as fuck. It's like Ugg boot basic. It's like it's like center level. If kids needed to watch a movie, this is the movie you start them with for Universal
Play
Monsters.
safe.
This is
It
like
just
what I
feels
was
like a
kind
monster
of getting
movie.
at.
Kids, it's
Why
good.
about Dwayne's taste? Like he loves the most
Damn
basic.
it! Fuck you, Joe. Every single
We
time.
mostly agree.
I have to understand why people are contrarian to movies. I get it. I understand. I get it. It is lame. It's got no real plot. There's like, how the fuck does Dracula know to find this kid? Because this motherfucking kid like knows what an amulet is. It don't make no goddamn sense. But you know what? It's a fun movie. It's like Masters
cool.
of the Universe. Masters of the Universe is trash. Hot, liquid magma garbage trash. But at the same time, it's like nostalgia and childhood wrapped in a sandwich of beautiful. And it makes no sense. The last scene is fucking lights. They're fighting behind a strobe light. It don't matter to me. It means He-Man and Skeletor on the screen. And to have Dracula, Frankenstein, Gilman, Mummy, and it's so impressive that they were able to do this. And Stan Winston was able to have the time and the effort to create like the outfits that he made. Now, I'm not a fan of the Wolfman, and the Wolfman is one of my favorite characters. We'll get into that, but
It looks cool.
I don't like his outfit, but it is what it is. But that goddamn music slaps so hard. I'm sorry I took so long, but fuck you, Joe.
theme
I'm
song.
done.
But
I love
wait,
you,
can we
Joe.
go back to what is it to be wrapped in a sandwich of beauty?
It's a sandwich of beauty. Sandwich of beauty.
Write that down. It's going to be in Joe's
That was
next King Arthur and the
quite the
Knights of
analogy.
Justice
Yeah.
books.
It is. It's okay, man. I understand. And Brooks, you too. I still love you. But god damn it. You
No, here's the thing.
motherfuckers.
Here's the thing. I can see all this, right? Like the plot unfolds, things happen in the movie because things happen. It really depends a lot
And
on
Dracula with dynamite. Come on,
really-
man. Dracula with dynamite.
Dracula
Anyway,
with Dynamite. This motherfucker's so petty. He just rolls up to their house and blows up their treehouse,
I don't
dude.
give a fuck,
Like,
man.
like,
I
I
don't give a
love it.
fuck.
He's holding
And
up
I'm
that little like
this-
The
6-year-old
sacred
girl, and he's like,
treehouse, bro.
"Give me the envelope, you bitch!" Like you're just like,
This
"Bruh,
is a kids
like-
movie for children. This is a kids movie for children, and it's so like PG-13 because Shane Black wrote most of it, so I'm pretty sure all the curse words came from Shane Black. But
Definitely.
it's one of the movies. I'm
I think
sorry.
I think
I'm
one of the problems with the movie, why it struggled to find its audience back then, especially, was
Yeah.
it is kind of a
It's a
kids
kids
movie
film.
and it's kind of not, right?
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah.
it's
Goonies,
trying
but
it's
Yeah.
trying to do both, right? And I don't think I honestly, if I put the critical hat on, I would agree with a lot of what Brooks and Joe said. Like,
I
for real,
get
like,
it. I get it. But don't make me say fuck you, Robbie. It's okay.
God damn, Jelani, let me finish.
I'm vicious. I'm vicious tonight. I am vicious.
Apparently.
I'm liking
You got
the
your
energy
nards out, like we
tonight.
said.
Yep,
Um,
my nerves are out.
What makes the special effects even crazier to me is this movie had a $14 million budget. They did not have a lot of money to make this movie. And I think some of the special effects, not even just the makeup effects, but I'm talking about some of the optical visual effects, hold up still
That
today
boy-
for me, right?
That
But
limo.
it's got a lot of great characters in it and some brilliant performances. I would say this might be one of the best on-screen Draculas ever,
Oh, yeah.
right? Like and it's because of that petty shit, like walking up
don't
with some
care.
dynamite to blow up some kids' treehouse, man. Like I love that he blows up the treehouse. Then he's like, now I'm gonna go
Netflix
blow up his actual house. But like
Yep.
first it was the treehouse, right? I love that. They kill the one black dude in the movie, of course, the
Of course.
police partner, the partner of the dad or whatever. And I don't know, man.
He
I
deserved
love
it.
this movie. I get it.
He
But you
kind of
have
deserved it. He was
if you-
he's a goofy
Jelani,
motherfucker.
you need
He's
to
an
calm
asshole.
down, okay? So, like,
I love that actor, by the way, Stan Shaw, the guy that
Yeah.
played.
He's
He
cool.
was in a lot of canon films, and I don't know, every movie that he had been on, I've really enjoyed. So it's always good to see him in classic movies like this.
Mhm.
yeah, most of those movies he dies in a car explosion. I
Yep.
think, right?
If it's a canon, I don't know. I think this is up there for me. Like with Goonies, I think it's got the flaws that Goonies had, and that's why I love it. Like, because it is one of those movies that always reminds me of my childhood and the friends that we had. And back then, we weren't really going for character arcs, right? Like, this guy's gonna change by the end of the movie. Everybody just kind of, you meshed together, and you didn't have like expectations of people to change. I thought it was really cool how like Rudy came in and was like, why does he want to hang out with these kids? Because you always had that one oddball, like, and like this kid that smokes and like kind of a badass.
Because he was an outcast himself.
He has no friends.
No,
And
right? He's got no
He
friends.
didn't
He was
even thought.
with those kids.
That's it.
And then he's all like, wait a second, who lives next door? All
No, but
right.
honestly, this movie is
Oh,
deep, man. Like, we have a Holocaust survivor talking about like monsters. and
Yes.
things, that like shit like that, like
Yes.
just stays with you.
You ain't lying.
So
All right. All
yeah.
right. I like this. Okay. I like how this discussion's going so far. I hope everybody if you're new watching this, like, this is just how we deal with each other.
We do
sometimes.
this.
That's all. All right. So we
I'm
still love
sorry,
each other. We're all
Joe.
good. But
I love you,
sometimes
Joe.
it does get pissed when somebody comes in. It's like, hands up, everybody, no touching in the middle of the circle jerk, right? That's what we don't want, But anyway, this movie's got some great characters. And I do think that one of the things in the movie, like, I grew up a huge fan of the Universal monsters. So I didn't need an explanation as to why Dracula was there and how he knew the Frankenstein monster and the Gill Man. And I'm just like, oh, yeah, they all lived. Yeah, they're all homies, man.
Yeah,
He's
fuck yeah.
controlling them, man. He's
Yeah.
like Dracula, and all that shit. But it's got some great performances. So Brooks, why don't you start us off? What's a performance you want to highlight in this movie that you said sucks? I'll remind you, those were your.
I remember. But yeah, like I want to say the Mummy because he's my favorite monster, but really I have to go with the Gill Man in this movie, man. Like the Gill Man, like his first appearance when he comes up
Badass,
out of
yeah.
the swamp, lifting up the coffin like fucking Superman, dude. The Gill Man is like they went all out on that suit too, man. It is like the best looking Gill Man suit I think
Ever.
I've ever seen. Like,
It's better in
like,
Shape of Water, and Shape of Water is pretty decent.
I
Yeah,
haven't seen that one, but
Yeah.
like it's,
Yeah.
it's so
He's
moist and
essentially a
rubbery.
sapien.
Yeah, it's just like, and I love, he gets to pop up out of the sewers like some kind of demented Ninja Turtle. It's like I think the Gill Man was best used. Like I wish I could use them a little bit more, but it seems to be more Dracula show
Yeah.
than anything.
I will say the Gilman is the one death that was a little disappointing.
yeah.
Because he just gets shot,
Like,
right?
Yeah, he's shot, right? Which is still cool how it happens, but it's just like
He doesn't have skin. He ain't got tough skin. I get it.
Mustard.
everybody else got a creative death, right? In a way.
Mummy was unwrapped. Fucking werewolf was like blown apart and then reformed and shit. It was
That's
I
awesome.
bet he
Yes.
I want to be that werewolf. By the way, we had the vampire werewolf debate, and I would much rather be a werewolf than a vampire, and that's one of the awesome reasons.
situation.
Like you get blown up by dynamite, and you can come right back.
Okay. Of course, the Gill Man was performed by special effects makeup legend Tom Woodruff Jr., who was at Scarefest this last weekend, and I got to saw him, but I didn't meet him. It was a really busy, chaotic week. I actually didn't meet any of the Monster Squad people, but we were there at the Black Carpet event, and there is Andre Gower and Ryan Lambert right there. So we did see them, but I never actually had an interaction with them. But there was a lot of people from that movie that were there. They did a huge reunion, and I think it was like the largest collection of all of them together in a long, long time.
Yeah,
I saw cool,
I saw pictures, and I was very jealous that you got to go, and because I hadn't seen that one kid that played Patrick. I don't think he's been out to anything, like every reunion video I've ever seen. Because I love this movie. He wasn't even a part of the documentary, and then to see him just show up at Scarefest, I was like, whoa, that is cool.
Yeah, and they were doing like a couple years ago, they did like a Children of the Corn reunion, and he didn't show up. And then the other guy who's in like Return of the Living Dead, who's also in Children, both of them were there this year. So that was cool. They had like, the Children of the Corn guys that weren't here a couple years ago, now they're here this year. And I thought it was super cool. So I wish I would have met them, but like that would have been an extra like $500 that, Robert Englund, that was not cheap meeting him. I'm just going to tell you that. But great pick, man. Gill Man absolutely rocks in this movie. What about you, Link?
It's probably none of the core characters, but I was really digging his outfits. The heavier kid, he had that blue and yellow like button down. What is his name?
Horace.
Yeah.
Horace. Okay, thank you. Horace. I'll go with him. He just had the best style, and like his color palettes were really. I've been big on like color combinations lately, and that just took to me. Especially his outfit where he had like the blue and yellow, or it was like a patterned shirt, and like his shorts were like split down the middle and like blue and yellow, and he had like the pink and the white shirt underneath it. He's pretty swagged out, as the kids would say. But he was just a cool kid in general. I'll go with Horace.
Hell yeah, I like that. That's a character that has an arc in this movie.
He does.
Goes from getting bullied to being able to stand up for himself and killing the Gill Man on his own, even though it is the lamest monster death because it's just a shotgun. But whatever.
He took him out though. He took him out.
The name is Horace. What about you, Joe? What's a performance you want to highlight?
I'll give a lot of the others to the rest of the people after me, who I'd hate to take from Omar and Jelani, who are a bit more passionate about the film than me. So I'm going to stick with David Proval, who played the pilot.
Oh yeah,
it's a small scene, but it's really great. And this is this fucking guy was in Mean Streets. He's in Sopranos. He's in Shawshank. Like he is like
He's Richie. That's Richie Aprile.
He's a legit, really good actor, and he does like he is clearly someone who took this as Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein, and is a very much a bit from that, being like, oh, what am I gonna do? Like, getting it when he looks over the opening at the like the bottom hatch, like that is the goofiest fucking thing maybe in this entire movie. Is like, whoa, like looking over, like, are you out of your mind? Like, why would you do that? But yeah, it's an over the top bit that feels the most like Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. So I'll go with David Probel.
That's a good pick, and I love how obsessed you are with that one scene, man. I love it, right?
It's a good scene.
Yeah, it's a good scene, man. And when Dracula, like when he hits the button and the floor gives out and Dracula's just floating there.
Yeah.
How cool is that, man? It's
if they were to remade that scene today, man, like they would have gone all out, like, the fucking suction, like, some Tom Cruise type of stuff. Where he's just like really, it's something really intense. I'd like to see that.
Hell yeah. What about you, Omar? What's a performance you want to highlight?
Oh man, this one's tough because I have so many. I like all the kids. Every kid stands out, and I think that's what you're supposed
They're
to.
They're not
like,
shit
right?
kids.
Yeah.
No.
I think I wanted to be Rudy when I was a kid, but I was probably more like Patrick. I wasn't even Sean. But you know what? The older I get, the more I really like the parents. Sean's dad and mom. Yeah, I love Mary Ellen Trainor. She's in every 80s movie that her, I think, like ex-husband Robert Zemeckis directed or produced, whatever, like Lethal Weapons, Goonies. Like, no matter what, she was the 80s like mom. I think she was even in Back to the Future 2, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't know. They just seem like believable parents. The older I get, I'm like, oh yeah, I could totally see his dad. Being that stereotypical dad, but they did a really good job, and they kind of stood out because it is hard, when it's a kid's movie, the performances that stand out, because the monsters themselves are all great too. I really liked every single one of them. And you know what? And even the bully from school, EJ, who was played by the kid from the Wonder Years. Yeah, God, what an asshole! And then
that's a great scene when Rudy's like, eat it.
Yes.
Rudy.
You deserved all that Snickers. I hope it satisfies you.
Of course, the dad is played by Stephen Mocht. He was also at Scarefest this year. He's in a tons of stuff. And I'm glad you mentioned the parents, because I think they get overlooked a lot. But and they don't have a lot of time. They don't do a lot, but they do a lot with very little at times. The relationship between Sean and his father, it's really like charming to me in this movie. Like, him and his wife are going through some problems, but like that scene where he brings them to Burger King and he sits up there, and they're even just the conversation they have about Groundhog Day Part 25 or whatever, like you see that they have a bond, and that bond is through movies, right? And that's a bond me and my mom had when I was a kid. And so I thought that was a really cool part in the film, and he does a great job. And another thing, unlike every other movie that would do this, the dad wouldn't believe the son, and part of the whole plot would be, stop lying and all this kind of stuff. We see it in movies all the time. He has his son's back from the get-go, pretty much, right? And I do appreciate that about the film. What about you, Jelani? What's a performance you want to highlight?
I hope I'm not taking yours, Robbie, but I'm pretty sure I'm taking yours. I'm gonna take your boy Duncan Regehr.
Okay, that's fine. I got a good backup, so that's fine. That's fine.
I gotta take your boy Dracula. Dracula is the best goddamn character in this movie because of pettiness, because of how evil he is. He is my favorite. He scared me as a kid, but he was also Zorro. Like, he was like in the mini Adventures of Zorro that was on the Family Channel, and I was one of those kids that watched the Family Channel. And I really liked him as Zorro, and I'm mad we never got a Zorro renaissance, because Zorro is, I love Zorro. That's just one of the coolest things.
We're in Buford one.
Yeah, and he's like the best Zorro ever. If I had to compare Zorros, he's better than Antonio Banderas as far as Zorro is concerned. He's better than your boy, what's his name? Anthony Hopkins as the previous Zorro, The Mask of Zorro. And I love The Mask of Zorro, by the way. We should do that movie one day. He uses dynamite. He's the most vicious character in the movie. He's the menace in the film. He is the one that's like, and there are two extremes, and I could have chosen the other extreme, but I'm gonna leave one out. I don't just because I love Dracula in this film. He's just so evil and wretched, and his makeup looks fantastic. His costume is fantastic. The pettiness he has against Rudy is like, it's chef's kiss evil.
Yeah,
and like the fact he's like willing to do this, I don't even know why he's so mad. Maybe it's because it's Van Helsing's diary. He was just drawing Van Helsing's diary or something. But the way he acts in this film, the scene you're talking about, Joe, with the plane opening, that is clean as fuck. Yeah. How everything like comes together with this character, because it's him, it's nothing else. And I love his comeuppance. I love how Van Helsing sucks him into the limbo with him, and the whole he deserved all that shit. And like it's so satisfying. I really wish there was a Monster Squad 2. Just I don't know, he escapes it somehow and like slowly tries to get the kids or does something. I don't know. It could be an It situation where he comes out 30 years later and messes with these kids. I love the kids in this film. I have to really give them a real quick shout out too. The kids are imprints. They are like, oh, this is you. Anybody can be in the Monster Squad. You know what I'm saying? I get it. But the cohesiveness of the kids, like I like how they're immediately friends. I even like the little girl with how she worked with Frankenstein, the Frankenstein's monster, excuse me. It's so much like there's chemistry with these kids. They don't build them up. They're not a big deal, but they're just kids in school. And they don't have imprinted personalities yet. That's what makes them cool. They're not overly pretentious, which I hate in Goonies. They're not they're babies like they are in the Goonies. It's just simple kids. And The Sandlot is peak of what kids movies are. Like the best kid movie ever made.
Are they pretentious?
Is The Sandlot. And they're not trying to hit Sandlot, but it's camaraderie. These kids aren't like always at odds at each other. They're trying to get to a goal, and when they get to their goal, it's a positive experience for some reason. I just wanted to shout them kids out, but that's it.
Dracula. One time, Delaney's like, "Nah, these kids are cool. Actually, I like these kids in this movie." Duncan as Dracula is awesome in this movie. They were initially going to cast Liam Neeson, and then Duncan came in and did his reading, and they were just like, "Oh my goodness, he's one of my favorite on-screen live action Draculas."
He is.
He took the role from Liam Neeson, man. He was so good at it. I will shout out Tom Noonan as the Frankenstein monster.
Hell yeah.
I freaking love him. I think the producer Peter Hyams was really high on his performance from Manhunter, right?
Yeah,
which we covered here on the channel. We love Manhunter. Yeah. And he adds that element of the Frankenstein monster that gets lost, especially a lot of the Monster Mash films. Like the idea of Dracula bringing the Frankenstein monster back to life and using him and manipulating him for his own purpose is not an original concept to this movie. It's either House of Dracula or House of Frankenstein, one of those movies. Maybe it's Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. I think he even does the thing where he electrifies them and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
There's little subtle things with the Dracula, by the way, too. Like he's got the cane, and believe me, correct me if I'm wrong, but like the cane has the wolf head on it, right? Like it's the cane that beats the Wolfman to death, right? So like he has little things to control these monsters. But Tom Noonan, the way he portrays the Frankenstein monster to me is reminiscent of Karloff's best performance in Bride of Frankenstein, right? And it brings out this element. Innocence. Yeah, and especially his relationship with the little girl, Sean's little sister, who is the hero of the movie. Without her,
none of this
it's
happened.
over. You know what I'm saying? So
She's a
I
virgin.
really like him. I think it's good. I watched a couple people talk about the movie and they were like, yeah, he was all right. I didn't quite get that. He didn't seem big enough or monstrous enough. And I'm like, then you don't understand the story of Frankenstein or the character of Frankenstein's monster, at least from the universal perspective of things. But I think Tom Noonan's amazing in this film, and the makeup looks great as well. So let's talk about the style and structure. I think the style of the movie, that's one of the things it excels at, mostly with the makeup and practical effects, also those visual optical effects. Like I said, a lot of that stuff holds up today. Their Portal looks better than Army of Darkness, right? Like it still holds up a little bit. There are moments where you can tell like it's an effect from 1987 and a rather cheap one, but it still feels clean and it still works and they don't oversell it. Like, and the lightning effects are some of the best I've seen in a movie from this era. It looks great. The makeup looks great. The movie style, the way it's shot, the cinematography, it does feel, it doesn't feel like a black and white film. Obviously it's got a different kind of aesthetic, but it's capturing some of the best of 80s horror and applying it to a more classic monster. And I really like that. Structure wise, that's the problem. The movie's like an hour and 22 minutes. I've heard Fred Dekker mention in interviews that there was like 13 minutes cut out of the movie or whatever, because they kept trying to get them to shrink it. And apparently there's footage out there that would make this movie. And even when they played it on TV, apparently they padded it out with some different scenes, but I don't really recall any of that. The movie, if I had to criticize it, it happens too fast. There's not enough time to really explore some of these characters or the connections of the monsters. And like, you don't have a moment in this movie where the kids freak out really because they realize that the monsters that they love in film and comics are real, right? Like Frankenstein just shows up and they just kind of like run with it, but it doesn't have a lot of time to develop that. I think it was on Cinemassacre when they were talking about this movie. They were like, if they were able to do like a 10, 12 episode season, like a Stranger Things, they would be able to develop that stuff, but I don't think it needs to, man. It does exactly what I need it to do. And it's also mirroring the structure of some of those Universal monster movies where they get in and out really quick. You know what I'm saying? And I like it. I think structure is one of the weaker parts of the picture, but I think that the style is one of the strongest. What about you, Brooks? What do you think about the style and structure of this movie that, need I remind you said sucks?
Well, first off, I'm going to debunk some nonsense. This movie is not better than The Goonies. It just isn't. And like, I will not stand for this slander anymore. So I'm just going to go ahead and get that out of the way. That being said, I do like the style of this movie. Like, it is very like 80s kids movie. And in a way it's kind of like a strength and a weakness at the same time for it. But like, I don't think it's like a low effort movie. I think like a lot of effort was put into it, but like, the effort was put only into certain spots and other spots kind of suffer for it. Like, like the structure of the movie itself and the story, like, things just happen. Like, Dracula like knows about the monster squad somehow and is like, oh, I need you to kill these kids. It's like, how does he even know about these kids? He hasn't met them. It's like, and it doesn't show like, him getting like, reports from like a bat or something. It's like these little things, but it's definitely.
I would say the movie is probably too overstuffed for
it's like, it feels like, they're riding on the premise of like, we've got all the badass monsters together and like, that's enough to carry through most of the movie. So they kind of skimp on a little bit of the details there because they know that kids, like as kids, we totally wouldn't give a shit about any of that. We'd be like, oh man, the Gill Man's here. Oh yeah, the fucking mummy. No, Dracula's, they're gonna fight Dracula. So yeah, it kind of uses its kids movie status to kind of give you a little less story wise. Okay. But that being said, like the style wise, I think is good. Structure wise, it could definitely use a lot of work.
That was a really great impression, by the way, of me when I watched the movie as a kid and as I watched the movie as an adult. That's me. I'm like, oh my God, it's the mummy. It's the Gill Man. It's the Wolf Man. It's Dracula. Like, I love it. I just love seeing these characters together. Great points, though, Brooks. What about you, Link? What do you think about the style and structure?
Hey, I agree with you, gentlemen. I think you guys have said it best. style wise, it's the bee's knees. It's done just well enough where even as I said earlier, I watched this for the first time as a 33-year-old man, but the style is done just well enough where you don't really question, or at least I didn't, yeah, you could go a little bit deeper to not inflate the plot, but like just spell things out a little bit more clear. But at the same time, we're here for the gimmick, the premise of the movie, just to see all these classic monsters on screen for the first time. And I think they pull it off well enough. And especially if they're looking at a certain demographic, I think they nailed it and they hit it out the park. So, style wise, it's great. Structure wise, yeah, it's a little weak, but it could be stretched out a little bit more, but it gets by just fine.
Hell yeah. Joe, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, again, like the structure, it's just like there's just a few too many plot contrivances and too many very convenient something gets brought up and is like immediately resolved, or they figure out the next step. Like, if it happened like one time, whatever, it happens like multiple times in the movie. And if they just trim that down like a little bit, or like, just got rid of it or whatever, did something else, it's like too many things are just like boom, 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 boom. Like, oh, we all happen to be together all at the same time when Frankenstein comes. Like all these bits that are just a little too forced and a little too, we need all this to happen, which I think kind of takes away a bit from the structure. I mean, in a way, it's almost like, imagine if they were like, yeah, we did like a movie about people who are like big fans of the Justice League, and it's 82 minutes, and we're cramming in the Justice League and all of these kids and all these like it all ends up being very paper thin. It reduces the threat level. Like Dracula comes off as a major threat throughout, but like the other character, especially Gilman and some of the others, and Mummy, it's like cool, but like the stakes aren't quite as like I think where they should be. Whereas like Dracula, it's very cut and dry. They show how much of a menace he is right out the gate, and they do a very good job reminding you of that. But the others kind of fall to the wayside, like the way it's structured.
They're like Hitchman.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I will say that the first script that Shane Black turned in, like the opening had like 400 brides of Dracula on horseback in this giant battle with Van Helsing, and Fred Dekker's like, hey man, we're not gonna be able to film that. So let's tone this shit down a little bit. So, if this movie was too bloated, it might have wound up something similar to Stephen Sommers' Van Helsing. And, at least we didn't quite get that.
Oh, thank God.
No, it's better than Van Helsing.
It's better than that.
Which, by the way, Van Helsing is a shitty ass movie, but I kind of like it. So, what about you, Omar? What do you think about the style and structure of the Monster Squad?
The style's one of those movies that just makes me wish I could go back to the 80s. It's classic. It's got that grainy feel. It's got, whenever they're shooting at nighttime, it always reminds me of like the crime alley scenes in the 80s, and that the type of cameras they were using. The only issue I'd had, because I mean, you all have covered all of this already. I love the practical effects and the designs of the creatures that had to look different, right? Like you couldn't use the creature from the Black Lagoon. You had to use Gilman. And I thought they did such an amazing job. I just kind of not really like recreating the wheel, but just kind of taking what they had and adding to it. I thought they did an amazing job of that. I think the only issue I really had was when I was a kid, and I think to this day is even though Robbie said it did look better than the Evil Dead, was the Evil Dead 2, the portal at the beginning and at the end. Like that's the one that I'm like, I don't know. Even in 4K, like you can't clean it up that much. It still looks. But I was a kid, so I suspended my disbelief. So I was okay with it. But everything else, man, chef's kiss. I love the timing. Like, I thought the timing was perfect. I don't need stories to be padded out. I get enough of that shit on Netflix. 8 episodes of nonsense when I'm just watching an hour and a half story, man. Just give it to me, baby. And I'm a big fan of slow films like 2001: A Space Odyssey, but not everything needs to be artsy like that. Especially when you're dealing with something like this. Get to the monsters. Get to the fights. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, well said, Omar. What about you, Jelani? What are you thinking?
I like the pace of the movie. I would love to see the extra scenes to see what exactly was added or what moved to it. The style of it is gorgeous. Everything we've said, the practical effects are amazing. Gilman is that's my favorite costume of the group. It go like Gilman, then it go Mummy, then Dracula. No, Frankenstein, then Mummy. And I would go Dracula after that and Wolfman last. I didn't like the Wolfman costume as much. It just looked like, I don't know, he looked like Weasel from the Suicide Squad. That's what he looked like. No, it's just like, I'm not a fan of that. But it is what it is. It's still fine. Like I said, it's paced enough for me. There's moments and scenes that just get me. And it's the dad, and he gives Rudy the Burger King. I love that scene. I love the way it's shot. It's very plain, whatnot. Of course, the plane scene. They're just, the vortex kind of sucks. Whatever that portal was, it's okay. But like, I get it. It's fine. My favorite scene in this entire film, though, is the Frankenstein scene with Frankenstein's monster scene with the little girl, because it goes back to the Universal movie of where Frankenstein throws that girl in the water, and they're by the water, and he doesn't do it, and it's Tom Noonan. After I watched this, I was like, yeah, that's Manhunter, and he's this tall, creepy. He just looks creepy and awful. Even in this movie, if you haven't seen Frankenstein, it looks bad. Like, he's going to go and he's going to kill this kid. And he doesn't. And I love that about this film. It's such a pure kids film. I keep mentioning Sandlot again. The Sandlot is awesome. Sandlot's every piece of this. And not that this is the Sandlot. It's trying to hit the tenets of it. And it's before, I think Sandlot is after this. Yeah. But much after this. But this film catches a kid's spirit. It has a kid's heart to it. So it makes sense. And so it feels like a good film. I love the practical effects. I'm okay with the vortex. I'm okay with it. And that scene I just love that scene. I don't know what it is about it, but coming back to it, it is what it is. And of course, the second scene is Wolfman Scott Nards. So yes, for me, I saw this as a kid, so I have a lot of nostalgia for it. Yeah. And watching it in repeated viewings, because I've watched this a lot as a middle school kid, a high school kid, an adult. I've seen this a lot. And I just it's like how wholesome it is on top of all the cursing, which is all Shane Black. But it's such a great movie.
It's kind of got that Spielberg 80s energy, but a little bit more of an edge to it at times. A little bit more Stand By Me. And I like that Omar mentioned Stand By Me in the midst of something like The Goonies, right? And part of that Steven Spielberg Amblin vibe, I think, comes from the music. The music is done by Bruce Broughton. And he, right before this movie, the only thing he had really done was Ice Pirates and Silverado and Young Sherlock Holmes. And it was watching Silverado that Fred Dekker says, I want this composer. Because at that time in the 80s, as much as I love them, there's a lot of synth scores. There's a lot of things that felt very contemporary, but would later become very dated, right? Not everybody is able to do what John Carpenter does. A lot of people tried to do that in the 80s. It didn't quite work. And having a classic orchestral score for a horror movie that wasn't just Harry Manfredini, aping off of Psycho, right? Like you didn't have a lot of this stuff, right? Like, and he wanted the music to kind of have this like classic approach to it. And the music does. The music, when you listen to it isolated on its own, it does bring out the idea of those classic Universal monster movies, right? But at the same time, it does it with like a more modern sensibility. And what I love about the music, and it was very important to Broughton, that he didn't use the music to play up the comedy. They don't do any like da-da-dun, da-dun, dun, or anything like that. Like the music is truly written like a horror movie score, and a classic one at that. I think it's one of the best parts. Plus, Rock Until You Drop, the song, is amazing. Now, we'll also know Broughton's work from Harry and the Hendersons, right? Moonwalker, the Michael Jackson film, right? So that's pretty freaking cool. Also, The Rescuers Down Under, Honey, I Blew Up the Kid, Stay Tuned, Tombstone. Y'all, he did the music in Tombstone. What? And he has a lot of film, or a lot of television film work as well, composition work, including Tiny Toons Adventures. So he worked on that for quite a while, and I love Tiny Toons, man, and I think it's absolutely brilliant. Brooks, what do you think about the music in the film?
That's fine. It's like pretty much what I expected from this kind of movie. Like it's good, and I'm glad like you point out that it doesn't kind of play up the humorous parts, get too goofy. Like it stays more serious, despite being a movie that's extremely ridiculous in a lot of ways. But it doesn't feel out of place either. It's a pretty standard like kids, 80s kids action movie kind of soundtrack, which I think it works for this movie.
Hell yeah!
And it does have a little bit of the monster feel to it too.
Yeah, it does. Link, what do you think?
I dug it. I can't remember how they go, but I dug them when they were playing. The montage scene was really, really cool. And then, of course, you mentioned it. The end theme song was very catchy. It reminded you of it. Just gives you like the 80s vibe. I watching this film. I caught myself. I was like, I feel like the early 80s were kind of like reminiscent of like 70s to an extent, and I was curious as to like when the 80s vibe kind of kicked off in like film. When, like, what year do you guys think that was? Like 84, 85?
85 for sure.
83?
I think cemented it. Yeah, I would say. Okay. 85 is the most 80s year of 80s movies, I think.
I don't think you're wrong. Is that Rocky 4 Back to the Future?
Yeah, right.
Oh,
like,
Rocky
like
4 was the most extreme, like, at least to me. Like, it represented everything we were for and everything we stood against, at least in America. Like, it's so ridiculous and over the top. I fucking love Rocky 4, dude.
See, we should have had Omar here for our Rocky franchise review. So, I'm gonna start sending you out the list, Omar. When
send it to me, baby. Send it to me.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Hell yeah. Anything else, Link?
No, I dug it. It was fun.
Hell yeah. What about you, Joe? What do you think about the music?
It works for this. Nothing really stands out super much to me, but like nothing's bad, nothing's distracting, nothing sucks me out of it. And there are plenty of movies that we've reviewed on here where there are elements of the soundtrack that suck you out of it. But like this, it does what it needs to do. I wouldn't like go out of my way to just listen to the score, but I mean that's also something when you have a movie this short. At that point, it's like just watch the movie, like.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean the score for me doesn't really stand out, but it also it's not dated either. Like they don't use like contemporary pop throughout it or something that really dates it or cements it in a certain way. So the score has helped it, I think, stay relevant. So
hell yeah. Omar, your thoughts on the score? What do you think?
Dude, I love it. Give me that 80s montage music, Rock Until You Drop. You mentioned that already. I even like the cheesy ending song too. Like I remember one time I had that
That's
memorized.
lame-ass music.
The Monster Squad rap or
You
whatever.
know what?
Isn't that
I hate
all-
to say
movie
this.
all
I
the
hate to
time
say
that
this.
the song
But
that tells you what happened in the movie.
But Joe might be a little wrong on this one. I think that might be the only song that kind of dates this movie. The song at the very, very end.
At the very, very end, yeah.
It's
Yeah,
almost
probably
like
the
that
one
Fat Boys Freddy song, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Like it really doesn't fit the tone and the feel
At all.
No.
I still
Squad.
Trying to
Yeah,
recapture
man,
that
no.
Ghostbusters
Love it.
theme energy.
like to me, like, and Joe's not wrong, like, because this is such a short movie. I consider it kind of like I love the original Transformers animated movie.
Yeah.
And if I want to listen to the score, which I do all the time, I also just put the movie in because it's so short and so amazing. Yeah. You just kind of rewatch and watch the score being played throughout the whole movie and all the music. Yeah. Big fan, man. I really don't have much negative things to say about the movie.
Love the shout out for the Transformers
Yes,
music.
I
I love
come
that
on.
score.
You got the touch.
I just
Like,
want to say
I
hi,
just saw Vince Nicola this past weekend at TFCon. I went up there with my daughter. And
Oh,
I was like,
nice.
dude, you had like the two best scores ever, which is Transformers, the animated movie, and Rocky 4. Like you're not if you're a child of the 80s and you're not working out to the soundtracks. Oh my gosh. Did you even live back then?
Dude,
Man.
the Transformers movie, the theme,
Yeah,
the
real
theme
quick.
of that movie is all the time, a lot of the time, my alarm in the morning. You know, the whole Transformers.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, like talk about starting your
Hot
day.
Rod was the real villain of that movie. I just want to say that real quick. He was the true villain.
I love Hot Rod. He gets a pass. Judd Nelson, man. Judd Nelson.
I have a slight different opinion on Hot Rod than
Judd
you,
Nelson was
Omar,
Bender,
but-
man. He's the man. He gets a pass. It's all right.
It was what's his name from Breakfast Club, right? Judd Nelson, right?
Yeah.
Fucking Robert Stack, Leonard Nimoy, Orson Welles having no clue what movie he's doing. You know, there's like one of my favorite things. There's a thing like there's an interview and he goes, Hollywood's gotten so bad that I'm voicing some robot toy in some movie or something like that. Like, he had no idea what the hell he was doing.
His voice was so bad they had to you saw the
He was
end.
drunk through most of it.
Well, Leonard Nimoy gives the last line. He had to do like an Orson Welles impression at that very last line. It's my destiny. Like that's why it doesn't even sound like him.
Delaney, what do you think about the music? I know you got some thoughts about Rock to the Top.
Rock until you drop, doo-doo. Dance until your heart stops. Rock until you drop. Dance until your feet fall off. Bruh, that's the best montage in like montage history. I don't give a fuck what any of y'all say. That's the best montage ever made. Cause like it's got everything in it. It's even got the girl getting the picture with freaking Frankenstein's monster, and he finds the picture. He's like, Rudy finds. Oh, I mean, not Rudy. What was the Rockin' kid? What's his
What
name?
kid?
The one with the hair. The badass, the rebel.
Rudy. That's
Rudy.
Rudy.
That's
Rudy.
That's Rudy.
Why I
Yeah.
keep calling the other kid Rudy? Anyway, but Rudy,
Yeah, you keep calling Sean Rudy, but I
I
wasn't
keep
going to correct
showing Sean Rudy. Tell me Sean is Rudy. I can
Is it, you know, I'll tell you why. I don't know if anybody has noticed this, but it was the 80s, so it was just a bunch of white kids, right?
This was white kid.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody's pointed that out yet.
John.
If this movie was
Billy.
remade to today,
That's all
people
it
would be
is.
more white kid.
Oh my god, I almost opened
Generic
the
vanilla.
whole rant like that as like a joke, but I ended up not.
You should have.
Yeah.
Like, I
It
really
is.
wanted to
They're
like
basic-
go all in
they're
and just
basic
be like,
kids.
this movie's for racist bigots. And just like really just like gone for it before like saying I was joking, but like I wasn't sure how well that would have gone. So
I mean, I'm glad you didn't go that route. Thank you.
Probably would have
I
dropped
guess.
your ass. I know, man.
Jeez. But yeah, I love it. I even love the goofy ass Monster Squad movie outro. I have no clue why.
Yeah.
It's like Monster Squad. I'm like, it's so lame.
It's cool.
But it's so
cool.
And I love it. No, I love it so much. And the forces of evil, but run and hide. I'm like, bruh. I don't get it. And I listened to it twice. Because like the only thing I've watched this movie more than once, of course. But like this time, when I watched it this time, I had to watch the credits again. Just to hear that song again. It was so good to me. The score is very serviceable. It is very orchestral. It takes you to a different place sometimes, and it's better than the Goonies because the Goonies to me is trash because I hate those children. Those children are trash.
And you know what? I'm not the biggest Cyndi Lauper fan. I'll just say that. I'm just going to go ahead and say that, man.
You're right. You're right. Yeah, it's okay.
Wow.
It's okay. Goonies is trash. I hate Goonies.
I wouldn't go that far.
I hate that fucking movie. Steven Spielberg was stupid when he made that movie. He was like, did he make that movie? I'm sure he did.
Produced it.
Donner directed
Robert
it.
Zemeckis was
Richard Donner.
That's
Yeah.
right. It was Robert
directed.
Zemeckis. That's right.
It's Richard Donner. It's Richard Donner.
That's why the
Richard
mom in
Donner?
Monster Squad is the mom in the Goonies because
Yeah.
Robert
Yeah.
Zemeckis.
Oh yeah. It makes sense. Yeah.
Is it Robert Zemeckis or Richard Donner? Who is it?
Richard Donner directed it. Zemeckis
Yeah.
produced it or something.
Okay.
Who cares? You had to produce all this bullshit to make the Goonies. Fucking Goonies.
Richard Donner is a great
I hate
director,
all
bro.
those stupid kids.
We've never done the Goonies here on PCP Movie
No,
Night.
we
I think
haven't,
we need
and
to.
I won't
I think
watch
we need to.
Oh.
It's about time.
We haven't.
Yeah.
I will not watch it with you.
The Blu-ray version I have comes with a board game. Man.
Watch it.
Yeah.
Like we should play the board game together.
What?
Sure, I'm down.
It's one of those just stupid Candyland type fucking board games, you know, where you just roll a
Is
die and fucking.
By the way, isn't
move 5
Sloth
spaces.
like
That'd still be cool.
racist or something? He's like offensive to like groups and shit. Like
What?
you can't have a sloth now. The fucking sloth.
No, you could. You just have to hire.
Sloth
like,
is Frankenstein
someone
in this movie. Let's put it like
legit
that.
looks
Yes.
like Sloth.
Yeah.
Sloth is Frankenstein in this movie.
Jeez.
Think
Very
about that.
limited vocabulary and hangs out.
Which
with
one's
Mhm.
better? Which one's better? Sloth,
Sloth and Frankenstein.
or
I mean,
Frankenstein?
Goonies is a better movie.
So, I mean, which version? Are you talking about this version of Monster Squad? Are you talking about
This version of Monster Squad versus.
I mean, dude, you ain't
Sloth.
gonna get me to like. I can't compare. You ain't gonna get me to turn against Sloth, man.
That's
I fucking
hard.
love like.
Yeah,
I love that
like,
movie,
it's-
man. I love the Goonies, man. I'm
Yes.
just saying, like,
Whatever.
you got
You're supposed to,
asthmatic Sean
'cause you're a
Astin in the
bot.
movie. You
You're a
got
bot.
Corey Feldman. You got Data. Like, I love that movie, man. I don't give a
Bro.
fuck, dude. You got the fucking
Dan
scary
Hayward
ass old
resonates with
woman.
me.
Nothing scared me when I was a kid like that fucking old
That
woman in that
Planes,
movie
Trains,
because
and
she was in
Automobiles
Deadly
movie?
Friend and
The
she was
mom?
in Throw Mama from the fucking train.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. That woman
The
scared
mom of
the
the
shit
crooks?
out of
Are you
me.
talking about her?
It's okay.
Yeah, dude.
It's
She scared the
fine.
fuck
People
out of me,
love the
dude.
Goonies.
Yeah, she was
Love the
terrifying.
Goonies.
Yeah.
Because you bots love the Goonies. It's okay. It's okay. I forgive
You know, it's okay. It's also okay to like.
It's okay. Those
True
children
things.
are trash, but okay. Yeah, it's okay. Live your life. Listen, continue living your lives thinking Goonies is good, and it
I
will
don't
be
think
fine.
I don't think I met anybody that didn't like the Goonies. This is
Fuck
this
the
is a-
Goonies. Fuck
Yeah,
them
shit.
kids.
What
Fuck them kids.
Delaney does have this weird stance about movies with kids in it, but I mean,
Oh yeah,
I'm
especially Satan's
surprised.
Helper. Fuck that kid too.
I'm surprised, man.
Fuck
I had
that
such a
kid.
crush on the fucking I guess it was I don't remember. There were two young women.
Are
in
you
that
talking about the
movie.
redhead?
Yes, I had
The best
such a
friend?
crush on her,
Yeah,
dude. Oh,
yeah.
my
I
God.
understand.
Yeah.
I get it. I
Gary-
get it.
Yes, sir.
But the Goonies is
God.
trash. But it's okay. I get it.
To be
Yo,
continued
the
in
Go-
2026.
The Goonies had a video game. That's how much everybody wanted a sequel. It was the Goonies
The
2 on the
Goonies is
Nintendo.
awful. That's why they didn't make a sequel because it was bad.
We should have made a sequel.
Good that works. What?
Now Delaney's starting to piss me off, and we actually agree
I'm
about
sorry,
Monster Squad.
Robbie.
All
I'm
right,
sorry.
it's fine, man. It's
Hate the
fine.
Goonies, man.
We here at Pop Culture Philosophers like to dive a little bit deeper. What is this movie resonating to you, Brooks? What's this movie saying? What's the theme, in your opinion?
Well, I think this movie, it does have something to say about, like, you know, the kind of camaraderie that kids have, you know, like how, like, you know, a disparate group different kind of like personalities. As kids will come together over like a shared interest. In this case, it being like, monsters, like, and that's kind of how, like, a lot of early friendships do start, is by those kind of shared interests. Like, this group of kids is
Yeah.
really into monsters. This group of kids is really into like, maybe like fantasy stuff. This group of kids is like into sci-fi stuff. It's just, this idea of like, how do these kind of, these seemingly like, you know, basic and hollow, like, franchises and things like mean so much to you when you're a kid that you like, you ascribe more meaning to them. They become like, sacred things to them. And like, it brings people together, when when you're passionate about something, like, you're just randomly drawn, you are drawn to people who share your passion. And I think that's kind of what this group of kids is. Even like, Rudy, who's like way too cool to be hanging out with these fucking kids. But, he also has that passion too. He does, he does care about monsters and stuff like that. But yeah, so I think that's the idea is like, something that, that the things we love, like, can bring us together.
Absolutely, man. What about you, Link?
I mean, to riff off of what Brooke said, essentially, like even the zeros can be heroes. Just because you're an outcast doesn't mean like you're ostracized. You can still have your moment. These were a group of like kids who weren't the coolest, and they like found each other, and it's like they saved the day under some dire circumstances. So I definitely agree with what Brooks was saying in terms of kids finding camaraderie and finding a pact amongst themselves when they feel isolated or alone.
Hell yeah. Joe, what are you thinking? What's this movie saying to you?
I feel like a lot of it is about what like this movie's not saying, about like sort of the point I was talking about in the beginning, where it's really about the movie being a vessel that you fill in the sort of the gaps like with your life, because like again, the kids are varying degrees of like nerdy, like so you sort of have your pick of like, are you the really nerdy kid, or are you the kind of nerdy kid, or are you the in-between kid, or are you Rudy, the cool kid, or are you the little sister? Like it really does run the gamut of all of that. So the movie, and again, like when you watch like the documentary and everything, it really like reinforces this, like for people, what they're getting out of the movie is sort of just what they're putting in it. Like, oh, this is nostalgia of me and my friends. Oh, growing up, this was, maybe I didn't have friends like this, and this was my way of like, it was sort of like a fantasy fulfillment of like, I wish I had friends that I could do this sort of stuff with. Like it fills in those gaps, and I think that's the more of the important thing this movie is doing than the lesson, because it's very paper thin. It's a pretty straight up like, Dracula wants the MacGuffin, the kids got to work together and stop it. There's something to it about what it really means to be like a friend, and how you see sort of the bickering over stupid stuff and making fun of each other devolve as they grow respect for each other by the end, after everything they've been through, to some extent. I mean, I feel like I'm being like a little generous, but though that's there in the movie. But I think the really important part is allowing itself to sort of be this vessel that you can fill in with what you need out of it.
I like that. I like that a lot. What about you, Omar? What do you think this movie is saying to you?
I agree with what everybody else has said. I think I know I keep going back to Stand By Me, but the ending of Stand By Me, the older I get, the more it resonates with me. And it's that quote that Gordy's talking about as he's writing his book. I never had any friends later on like the ones I had when I was 12. Jesus, does anyone? And man, that stays with you. Like it's true. And every movie that we've talked about, Goonies, the Stand By Me, Explorers, Lost Boys in a way, I think there's a reason why we keep going back to movies like that, because it reminds us of that time of, man, it was just nice to like shoot the shit with people that like the same shit I did. And I wish I got that more often as an adult. but everybody's so busy now, and everybody's got their own lives, and yeah, you have that that beauty of being a kid and that childlike innocence, while this whole adult world is just right around the corner. And yeah, maybe that's why I love these movies so much. So yeah, exactly what you all have said.
Hell yeah. Well said, man. What about you, Jelani? What's this movie speaking to you? What are you sitting on?
It's also what all of you said, but it's the power of friendship, and it is the love of shared things. It's us. It's basically us. We love the things we love, and it's very specific. It's very niche. And like, people didn't believe these kids when they were saying that, hey, there are monsters here. Monsters are going here, and things are happening that we cannot explain. And they're like, whatever, man, fuck you, man. The dad, by the way, if Sean had gone to his dad, like at the first part, and be like, hey, Dad, there's some monsters going on. I know I sound crazy, but I watched enough monster movies to know that you're dealing with a case. This needed another 30 minutes with that case of the mummy, I think, with just that part. Because the mummy, the mummy mystery, it should have been a lot better. Like, they should have killed. Like, you should have seen like someone get strangled by the mummy. You know what I'm saying? Like, the mummy wasn't much of a threat, and he was taken out first, and it was the easiest to take out because all they did was unravel him. I think he should have been more of a threat out there to strangle him. Just get in there and like kill a guard, and then get away like he did in the first movie. Like in that movie, like he gets the book or whatever. It'd have been cool to incorporate a book. There are a lot of plot threads from Universal monster movies that they could have used for this.
Jelani, there is a book in the movie. It's Van Helsing's diary.
I know that. It's Van Helsing's diary, but it's
they needed the scroll, the book of the dead, the scroll of Thoth, right? Yeah.
They need the scroll of Thoth. It would have made more sense to do that too. To bring back someone. I don't know. It wouldn't have mattered. But and one of the kids would have died, and they used the scroll of Thoth to bring the kid back. That'd have been cool. Something stupid like that. I don't know. I don't know.
I want your fan fiction for Monster Squad 2, man. These are some good ideas, man.
I mean, I'm really excited for that movie. There's so much they could have used. And like, it could have been that mummy. It could have been another mummy. It's a whole bunch of things. A different Wolfman. Like, maybe he bit one of the cops when who was attacking them or killing them. And then
they're wrestling. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of shit you can do with this movie. But it's the power of friendship. It's shared experience. We share an experience, and together we were able to stop a threat so large that it would have probably taken over the world. We ended the world, and I keep forgetting the whole Eugene scene, the Rockin' Till You Drop. While you're doing the montage, he writes the letter to the army saying that he needs help because of monsters, and they fucking show up. They're like, that's not supposed to happen. What the fuck?
But in typical U.S. government fashion, they show up too fucking late, don't they?
They show up too late. Way too late.
Yeah, everything's said and done.
They show up. But they show up. So I'm like, all right, I understand. But it's so great. I love the end of this movie because of it. They show up and like, who the hell are you? I'm like, we're the Monster Squad. I'm like, yeah, every time, bro.
Sean gives him his fucking card.
He's like, it's my card. It's got no number on it. They have an address. It's
just a piece of paper that says the Monster Squad.
Monster Squad. And then they're like, and then after that, immediately they're like, yeah. They'll like jump up and high five each other and shit.
Everyone's
like,
patting each other on the back and stuff.
Fuck? The fuck? What did you do? But I love this movie. I'm sorry. I'm so biased. I'm so awfully biased. Dude,
me too, man. Don't worry about it. I agree with what everybody's saying here. You've all kind of nailed it and hit it on the head. The only thing I would add is don't be ashamed of who you are, right? Like, be into what you're into. Have the friends that you want, right? Like Rudy being a cool kid, but probably we can piece together that he's an outcast amongst his junior high compatriots. Yeah. So he's actually, because when we're all in junior high, we're like 13 years old. You know what the lamest thing to do? Hang out with 10-year-olds. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you don't do that, man, right? But he sticks up for the people, right? And Horace, who has a good arc in this movie, who starts off getting bullied, finds the confidence within himself because of this camaraderie of the friendship that everybody's been talking about, right? I love what you mentioned, Omar, about the end of Stand By Me and the whole, like, I've never had friends like I had when I was like 12 years old. I feel very fortunate that I have been friends with a core group of people for like over 20 years. Jelani and Brooks, we've been ride or die for a long time, and we all became friends because we loved comics and we loved movies and shit like that. And we love, me and Jelani love going to the club and drinking and dancing, so that was another part of our bond. But no, we all like got together because of the same things. And like, dude, I'm a better person because of my friendship with you, Brooks, and you, Jelani, and Link and Joe, like getting to know you guys and truly considering you friends. And Omar, the first time that you came onto my channel and we just had that nice conversation, I knew we were best friends, man. Like we have such a
like the same movies is why. That's why.
Yeah, we went with that in the comics. We like the same comics. We have a very similar story a little bit, you know, when you get into the same stuff at a time, and a lot of people nowadays our age will remember this, but maybe if you're 20 years old, you don't remember this, obviously. But in the 80s and the 90s and early 2000s, it wasn't cool to be a nerd. It wasn't cool to be into monster movies. It wasn't cool to be into comic books. It wasn't cool to go to high school in the 90s and wear an Iron Man shirt, right? But
we had to pave the way. Yeah.
Through the confidence in being able to love what you love and be who you are, that's when you truly get seen, if that makes sense. Like when I embraced who I was in the 90s, like with my nerdom, then all of a sudden I went from like, I had a weird life. Like there were some years where I was like the cool kid, some years where I wasn't, some years, but like when I embraced just who I was, that's always the time in my life that I find family, that I find friendship, that I find bonds, and I find enjoyment. And I feel empowered with the ability to be able to stop the monsters, And also when people tell you that it's wrong to watch monster movies, don't believe them. You may one day save the world. You don't know, man.
True.
So there you go.
That's true.
All right. Time to rate the film. You out there in the chat, if you watched along, I know a lot of you are fans of the Monster Squad. Out of 5 possible you digs, what do you rate the movie? Brooks, kick us off here on the panel.
Yeah, like I've been a little bit hard on this movie. Like I'm stirring the pot a little bit, to be honest. Because like
no, Dragon Bro.
I know I didn't like this movie as much as some of you guys did, but I still find it pretty enjoyable. Like, it was a fun watch. This is the kind of movie I could see, like, watching like down the line when my nephew or niece get a little bit older, being like, oh, you guys ever seen Monster Squad? It's a kind of movie I could see myself watching with them when they're a little older, and they'd probably be like, what's all the cursing? But yeah, it's a fun movie. Like, it's a fun experience. But I think, a lot of its problems, like I think the crude humor works sometimes, but a lot of the times it falls flat for me. And that's the kind of the way with that kind of humor. Like, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And, it's got some fun parts to it. But, at the same time, like, a lot of it doesn't really exactly, it doesn't do it for me, I guess. So in the end, it kind of balances out a little bit. And with the bump, I'll give it a 3. So it's a good movie, but not like, or no, it's not a good movie. It's bad, but it's a fun movie.
Thank you for your bravery.
When you first started talking, I was like, oh shit, Brooks is probably about to give this motherfucker a 4 or something. Then you gave it a 3, and I'm like, okay.
No, it's on
and that's with the fucking Horrorfest bump. Are you serious?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
3.
3 is good, right? Like we strive to get 3 out of 5.
Yeah.
Okay, Brooks.
Yeah. Fine. He's fine. It's
You're
better than average.
Fine.
Yeah. I mean, he's still wrong, but if
Link, Brooks gives it a 3. What about you?
Yeah, I there's something about this movie that appeals to the kid in me. As I've stated numerous times, I saw this as a 33, 34-year-old man and enjoyed it back then. I still enjoy it now. I can't wait to introduce this to my son. It's just like a thing of mine where it's like, man, I feel like he would really dig this, or I wonder how I would have taken this as a kid. as I've said earlier, I'm mad it took me so long to see this film. Like I couldn't imagine how cool I would have thought this was seeing this as a child or even a teenager even. Nothing's perfect, right? Let's be honest. But I think this movie hits what it aims for, certainly for its demographic. I do agree that we're not getting into character arcs, but I do feel like there is a rapport there. Not to say there isn't, but I do feel like it could have been a little bit stronger in the vein of, I know Jelani hates it, The Goonies, Sandlot, something like that. But that's just a minor nitpick. I would give this a solid 4 out of 5.
Hell
Nice.
yeah, 4 out of 5 for Link. I appreciate that. What about you, Joe? What you sitting on?
I mean, I understand why people would rate it higher and all that, but like this is a 3.5 for me. I get it.
Man, be honest. No, be honest. I want you to be honest.
No, I'm being like, because like there's that the way the movie, like I was saying as I was describing it, where it's like you can kind of put yourself in it and all of that. Like there is something interesting about that and taking it that way. It very much is nostalgic and makes you it sucks you into that time very well. But yeah, it's some of it doesn't work, like what Brooks was saying. Like some of the humor for me doesn't work at this point. Some of the like the plot contrivances and stuff. So like overall for me, it's a 3.5.
All right, 3.5, very respectable. I appreciate that, Joe. Omar, what about you? What do you rate this out of 5 you digs?
I think, I think Link said something a little bit earlier that nothing is in life is perfect. But if it does mean something to you, then, then I think some things can be. This is a movie I play over every year, and it's a big part of my childhood. It takes me back to that era when we did talk like that. We picked on each other like that. And I think that's what's missing these days from things like Stranger Things, because we have to be like politically correct about even the 80s, that we can't say the shit we used to say. Otherwise, people be calling it out. But if you watch a movie from the 80s, that's the way we talk to each other. That's the way bullies were. This is a 5 out of 5. I love this movie. Like, I love this movie. It's perfect to me. 5 out of 5, man.
Hell yeah. And I love what you said there. Jelani, what about you, man? We
That's
got
how I feel about
a perfect
Street Fighter.
score.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about Street Fighter, man. But not
You
Double
love the
Dragon.
Jean-Claude Van Damme,
But
Street
not
Fighter?
Yeah, dude, we love that movie.
That's awesome. Yeah,
Okay.
we
Love
can
that
review
fucking
it again. Just like
We've done it twice already. We will do it a third time.
I know. We gotta do that, and we gotta do Bloodsport again. We gotta do Bloodsport.
I know,
again.
yeah.
Oh, Bloodsport
year.
has a doesn't
Every
it have Stan Bush? Like the
Yes.
song
Yeah,
that he
yeah.
wrote?
Yes.
Dude,
Hell
fight
yeah.
to survive.
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
Yes.
Kumite.
Bruh.
Kumite. Oh
Again.
my god. I love
Again,
Bloodsport
please.
so much, man.
And this is the point. This is the whole way to do that, is to bring different people in that have never seen the movie and then have them watch it. That's what I'm saying. We can do it every year.
But it's still like me, you, and Brooks. So
Yes.
Jackasses
And
being like
different
5.
people.
This movie's perfect.
Yes.
We just wanted to watch it again.
I just want to watch it again. That's it. Monster Squad. The Monster Squad. Monster Squad. We're the Monster Squad. It's flawed. It's very flawed. It has problems. It does.
Everything is.
Every movie will. It's going to. But it's the Universal Monsters way, not done by Universal, which Universal needs to give that up along with Hulk. Like, give the rights to Hulk so we get a Planet Hulk movie worth a damn. Like, I want the comic book accurate version of Planet Hulk in my life, but we'll never get that. But the thing is, bruh, you know what I'm gonna rate it. You know I'm gonna rate it. Shut up. I already said fuck you, Joe, like 20 times. Joe, I'm sorry, bruh. It's just, it is what it is.
I like how all the heat's on you, Joe, not on Brooks.
No, fuck Brooks. No.
Brooks rated it lower, by the way, than Joe did.
And he
I'm just
did.
gonna say
And
that.
he did. and he did, and I'm still mad. But I work with Brooks. We do a thing called Go Figure Reviews. We'll talk about it later. But God fucking damn it, I love this movie. I curse too much because this movie curses too much. I'm going to give it a 5.69 with no sex in it.
Boom.
It's so fucking clean. This movie is clean. When I watched it as a kid, when I watched it as an adult, it is so clean. It is the music, it's the montage. It's the fucking thank you, Jay. It is the fucking montage of this movie that makes this film.
Steals the
Greatest
arrow,
montage
steals
since
the
Rocky
bow and
3,
arrow.
man. Greatest montage since Rocky 3.
It is the greatest montage ever made. It's the greatest 80s montage ever created by humans in the 80s when they made montages. This is what a montage is supposed to be. And it's so clean, it's so good. They're just it's funny. It tells a story. It shows that the Monster Squad is a real thing. It makes the whole entire film work. It's like, oh brother, everything about A Man of Constant Sorrow makes that film. It's the music that makes this film work. It's a weak ass plot. How the fuck does Dracula know who Sean is? It's a lot of different things that go on. It's so much shit. It's a 5.69, bro.
But Delaney, like even
What?
movies like Interstellar or anything.
I get it. No,
for
fuck
Nolan,
Interstellar.
How about
Who cares?
what I'm saying? Those movies, if you break it down, they have some of the biggest plot holes. But we
Ever.
ignore that, right? We ignore that because it's still a good
It's
movie.
so good.
Mhm.
Yeah, I understand.
But Delaney, would you say
No!
Some are a little bit
No,
more blatant
Joe.
than others.
would you say the movie's clean, Delaney?
It's clean as fuck. It's clean. Joe. Hey, Joe.
Hey.
You, Joe.
All right.
You dog.
So if I own a t-shirt of a movie, it means it's very important to me. And the shirt I'm wearing right now is my Monster Squad shirt, y'all. I fucking love this movie. It
I
was
thought
a
I was
favorite
going to say
movie of
something about
mine.
Nards.
I was no, I wish no. I actually like everybody when I mention this movie, they go, Wolfman's got nards, and I'm like, that's not even the best line in the movie.
I
It's
agree.
just
No,
everybody's
there's so many good lines in this movie,
Yeah.
man.
There's so many great ones, and I get it. Everybody loves it. And I remember being a kid, and like that was a big thing. Like we started saying nards. Like we never called
I never
balls
heard
nards until
that
this
ever
movie.
until this movie.
Wolfman don't got nards.
I love that shit.
Nards.
Wolfman's
Yeah.
got nards. Like that shit. Like this was a movie. This is one of the first movies I remember me and my friends talking about, like obsessively. This one, like Back to the Future. You know, like those kind of movies. Like we talked about those at the school lunch table. And I had a group of friends, and I was like one of the only ones really into monster movies. But we all loved the Monster Squad. I think it's brilliant. I loved it back then. I've loved it throughout my life. I'm a 5. It's a 5, you digs. Perfect score for me. I fucking love this movie. So perfect score, 5 for me. And Uncanny Omar. Delaney goes the
Nuts.
extra steps
He went
and
nuts.
gives it a 5.69.
Wow.
And then Brooks gives it a 3. A 4 from Link. A 3.5 from Joe. That's a PCP average. A 4.69, dudes. Boom. There you go.
That's awesome.
Fuckers.
Dude,
Excellent.
You know, one of my favorite moments in this movie is when the kids are fucking with Rudy. Like, they're gatekeeping him.
Yeah,
Which is
they're
what
gatekeeping.
nerds do.
Like he can be kicked out. He can be kicked out of the
Like,
monster.
how do you kill a werewolf? And he's like, silver bullet. And they're
Silver
like,
bullet. And then
That's it.
And they're like, what's the other way? And dude, that's what
There isn't one.
that's a subtle thing in the movie where they're like,
Yeah.
shoot it. They come up with that. But no, it really is just
There's
the silver
the
bullet.
silver.
Because like you blow this motherfucker up, he comes back together. What a gnarly
Old
fucking
age?
effect, dude. Yeah, old
It's
age.
so
I love that shit.
awesome. I want to be a werewolf. I know. I am.
Suffocation. Like I don't like, whatever.
Yo,
I loved it.
there was a really great scene that I loved where it's like the little boy when the mummy was in his closet and it's like the dad's kind of like mocking him like, oh no, and he doesn't even see like there's the
Yeah.
mummy in the
Monster.
closet behind him. Yeah, I love that.
That's a
That was a
great,
great
that's a great
scene.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the moment that Jelani wanted, where the mummy comes out and chokes that fucking dad to death right in front of the
He's just
Eugene.
like the kids, like, oh,
I actually like that dad's reaction too. He's like,
it's
"Ooh."
ruined.
He comes in, he's, look at all these monsters. Let's get them
how
out
I
of
met-
here.
That's how I messed with my kids when they were little. So I get it. I like that dad.
Yeah, my mom put a fucking my buddy doll in front of my bed after watching Child's Play with a knife in its fucking hand, and I woke up terrified. Man, it was great stuff. This movie's great, man, and this discussion's been great. And the cool thing is this: one of the things we kept mentioning with the theme is having a group of friends based around things you love. That it is rare nowadays as adults, right? But here we are, 6 dudes hanging out together, fucking talking about this movie and sharing our love of cinema and our love of horror here on Horrorfest. Fuck yeah. Thus concludes our movie review of The Monster Squad, but Horrorfest is not over. We are in the final week. Tomorrow night, over at One Collection Down, Fable and the gang are going to be talking about 30 Days of Night. Also tomorrow night on Dylan's Horror Show, they're going to be talking about Tom Savini's Night of the Living Dead. Then we are back here for a special presentation for our Horrorfest finale on Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Central Time. We're talking about the entire Chucky franchise, all 7 original movies and the remake. So all 8 films talked about on Wednesday night. And then Verno over at Blood Splatter Chatter is ending it all with one of the greatest movies of all time, John Carpenter's The Thing. And that will be Thursday night at 8 p.m. Central Time. Jelani, thank you so much for being here. What you got coming up? Any final thoughts?
Bro, thank you so much for allowing me to be here. Like I said, the last time we did this movie was on Dylan's Horror Show, and I was super drunk coming back from a wedding. So I was like, I wanted to express more.
I want to go back and rewatch that now, man. I don't.
It was horrible. I was really drunk. I was stupid drunk, and like I could not like express how much I love this film, and I wanted to, and I love this film. You hear me? Like, it's way better than Goonies. Fuck the Goonies. I'm sorry. It just is. It is what it is. And Josh Brolin should have, like, canceled that and done the Monster Squad and been Rudy. He'd been fine. He'd been great in that. But it is what it is. Yeah, Brooks and I do this cool thing together called Go Figure Reviews, and we did a few videos, one of which was the he didn't do this with me, but it was Emma Frost, Jubilee, and Sunspot. I did that video. Check us out for that one. It's the end of the X-Men 97 wave, and we also did with Brooks the Omega Red versus War Machine, and that guy in the middle, I got some things to say about that guy in the middle. He's what he is.
Are those backdrops right there? Are those from the action figure sets?
Yeah.
All of them come with that.
Yeah.
Those
All
look
come with that.
great,
Oh, that's
dude.
dope.
Yeah, no, I love it.
What do they call
What are you
Shumagorath?
got against Shumagorath?
So what now?
What do they call Shumagorath in
Gargantos.
They call him Gargantos. They can't call him Shumagorath because of licensing issues.
I think it's Conan.
He's like, yeah, there's something about it that they can't use, and he's basically a Doctor Strange villain that works for it, but it's for some reason they want to call him Gargantos.
Like Omar said, it's part of the Conan stuff.
Yeah,
the way he
but
was in the movie.
you're right. That makes sense. Hey, Omar,
Yeah, boss.
you're the shit, bro. You're the shit, bro.
Oh, thank you. Because I gave this movie a 5 out of 5. But if I had hated it, you would have been like, man, I
You would have been fuck you, Omar.
Fuck you, Omar.
I would have taken a child of the 80s. Something would have been wrong with me if
Yep.
I did not love this movie.
You're a child of an age. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well done, sir. I appreciate
yeah.
I respect you. Anyway.
Omar,
Thanks, man.
thank you for being here. This is your second time on our channel, first time on a PCP movie night. This was super fun. I look forward to having you on for more. Any final thoughts? Let everybody know what you do at Near Mint Condition.
I am very blessed that it is my full-time gig. I talk about collected editions every day. I've got make about 2 videos a day, maybe 3 sometimes. Live streams on every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. But yeah, I do the niche of a niche, not just comic books, but collected editions. So I'm very blessed that it's become a full-time thing in the last 5 years. But I also am into other things like movies and collecting toys. I just went to TFCon, but those are things for myself. I don't really share that on my channel. Like I talk about movies on Wednesdays.
Yeah, I've seen some movie reviews.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, I do. But like the toy collecting or the video game stuff, that's more for me. Gotta have everybody's got to have their what is it, their sand garden, right? Like we all need things to chill and relax to keep to ourselves.
Yeah,
those are mine.
Absolutely. Everybody go check out Near Mint Condition if you're not already subbed up. He's got a great channel, great content over there, and I've even been on an episode.
I will sub to your channel.
Well, thank you, Jelani. That's very kind, and I will
Jelani,
check out.
you should just act like you already were subbed up to his channel, but that's
No,
you did a lot to me
because I didn't meet him until now, so I'm gonna sub to your channel now at this moment.
Well, thank you.
I met you because you're awesome.
Well,
but if you would have hated Monster Squad, Omar,
I would have never subbed to his channel. I would have said, fuck you. Like I said, fuck you, Funhouse.
Joe,
So
love
there's
having you on here, even though
Thank you.
you know sometimes me and you don't quite agree, but for the most part we do, and I love you, Joe. So Joe's responsible for the best pizza I've ever had in my life. Like he took me to a place in New York, in the city. Like I love. No, Joe didn't make it.
No. Not a chance.
Joe just made us walk like, I don't know, 39 blocks to get to this pizza place. I was cool with it, but our homie Mike was like, dude, where the fuck is this pizza place? Why are we walking so much?
Well, because you had to go through the High Line and you had to see the giant pigeon.
We did see that great pigeon, man. Have you made any sacrifices to him lately, Joe, on behalf of everybody?
No, but I have friends who will go see the pigeon and take pictures and send it to show me that they have gone to pay tribute to the pigeon.
Hell yeah. You should pay tribute to the pigeon. And you should also pay tribute to Joe because he's awesome. Joe, what you got coming up? Thank you for being here. Final thoughts.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I've got the King Arthur Knights of Justice Volume 2 came out earlier this year. You can still order that as well as the first volume if you haven't caught that. The Rachel Pollack tribute story I did last year in DC Pride Celebration of Rachel Pollack was collected in DC Pride to the Farthest Reaches, the hardcover they put out this year. So you could go out grab that if you haven't. The Green Hornet Miss Fury series I edited for Dynamite is being collected. That should be out soon. I think it was delayed until next month. But you should be able to order that now. And I have other things that I hopefully will be able to talk about in the coming months. So
hell yeah. Link, always a pleasure to have you here. Thank you for coming in. What you got coming up, bruh? Final thoughts.
Busy week. I will be back here this Wednesday for Chucky franchise. And
Surprise!
every Thursday night over at Blood Splatter Chatter. And I am currently helping keep the lights on over at Geeks Unleashed. I don't have a thumbnail, but at Geeks Unleashed with Mark. Jasmine's taking a break, a well-deserved break. And I'm just helping keep things going while she's taking a sabbatical. So that's every Friday. We're usually streaming every about 6 p.m. Eastern time, 6 p.m., 7 p.m. Eastern time over at Geeks Unleashed every Friday. So yeah, I will see you guys in a couple of days.
Hell yeah. Brooks, thank you for being here. Final thoughts, even though you really pissed me off tonight. I still love you. We're still friends.
Me too, dog.
Well, first off, thanks to Joe for taking some of the heat off of me. Like, because if
You're welcome.
Joe had been like, "Oh, this movie is great," I would have been like, "Fuck."
You know, like we all know, like Brooks likes to do this bit where he's like, "The movie was all right." Oh, I'm just kidding. I loved it. Like at any moment, I was like expecting him to be like, "I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I love this movie," but he didn't do it, and I was just like,
no face turn on this one.
Yeah, no.
No, and I was
tonight,
gauging the situation. Like Brooks was my only out. Like in this four-dimensional chess.
We're almost
like it only would have worked if both of us were on the same page.
Collusion.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
and still didn't win.
But it's okay. I forgive you both. It's okay.
Thank you.
Anyway, Brooks, final thoughts.
Oh shoot, I'm trying to think of a movie quote. I can't think of anything now.
Motherfucker can't think of a quote from
Wolfman's got nards.
Wolfman does indeed have nards.
Rock until you drop.
All right, tomorrow night, Fable on One Collection Down is doing 30 Days of Night. Also tomorrow night, Night of the Living Dead, the Tom Savini version on Dylan's Horror Show. The Chucky franchise here on PCP Movie Night, Wednesday night special time. And John Carpenter's The Thing on Thursday. That is the end of Horrorfest. Horrorfest never ends on Dylan's Horror Show, nor Blood Splatter Chatter. And on November 6th, we're doing a special Blood Splatter Chatter presentation post-Horrorfest show. We're going to just be talking about the movies and the times. And
when?
November 6th. He said he messaged you about it.
Oh, he did. I'm sorry.
Okay. Rock on. Monster Squad rocks. Andre and Ryan, they were there. They rock. By the way, they're incredibly short. And like me and Mike were talking, I was like, maybe that's why, because they always cast 12-year-olds with like 16-year-olds. Maybe their stature was a part of that. But super cool dudes. You can check out Andre, who played Sean, directed Wolfman's Got Nards, the documentary about the film. If you've never seen that, like Joe and Omar said, that is brilliant. Check it out. He's also on tons of horror documentaries like In Search of Darkness. So he's a really cool guy with a great mind about horror. So we're dipping out. And for my final thoughts, I'm just going to say, see you later, Band-Aid breath.